We're back. Good morning, Lucas.
Good morning.
How the hell are you?
You know, I mean, do you want the honest answer or do you want the canned one?
Bit of both.
I'm fine, but I sat too much yesterday and my butt feels weird.
Tell the good people what you ate yesterday.
Okay. That was private.
Suffice to, he did not nurture his biome with balanced meal. He didn't hit his macros. There was maybe peanut butter and syrup involved.
So look, sometimes when I just want like a little treat, I'm like, what's like a healthier version of a delicatessen? And so I took a corn tortilla and I put some peanut butter on it.
Oh, corn. That's good. Yeah, that's fiber. That's you're not getting the gluten.
They're also those little tiny ones, so they were small. So I'm like, oh, it's like a little cookie. And then I was like, oh my God, I've had this like syrup from Costco forever. I'm never going to use it. This might like be bomb. And it actually was. And so then I did like a little roll up, like I rolled it. And I had 3 of those.
What I love to do when I'm deep in the throes of a depression is I'll get shirtless and lie on my couch and I'll puff out my tum-tum.
That's a terrible image.
Yeah. And then I'll get slices, usually of Canadian bacon, but feel free to substitute any sort of, sliced deli meat that you like with just a little squish of mustard on it. And then I slap it onto my skin.
That was a full reveal. The ups and downs. My face was fully contorted when you said Canadian bacon because I think that is so disgusting already. But that was a good reveal. I didn't see that coming. Good for you.
It's delicious. It's just a little extra salt added on top. It sustains one. I like a nice, and we're not talking like a grainy mustard. Okay, we're talking French's. We're talking chemical prescription strength mustard.
I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. That's so horrible.
What are we talking about today? What are we going to discuss?
On the Let's Get Bread podcast, well, we're going to be talking about sex. We're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about food and religion.
How about that religion?
No, not that. I don't have it in me for.
Oh, I see. Okay, so on the Let's Get Bread pod, we're probably not talking religion today, but...
Well, at least not to start. Let's ease into it.
Okay. All right. We'll take a deep breath, everybody. We're going to start easy on this.
You just were roasted by our friend.
Oh, my dear Jesus. I didn't get roasted. Okay. I was more of a human sacrifice. Like I was gutted like a fish. Elliot got on that stage, took my hair in his fist, pulled my head back, and slit my throat in front of a crowd of people who laughed at me while he did it.
You were just a flopping fish.
I was just
stage light.
Yeah, he plunged a hand down my severed neck, pulled my heart out, lit it on fire, and then yelled, "Are you not entertained?"
Yeah, actually. Okay, wait, set the stage. So where was this? Why were you roasting?
This was Fourth Wall Comedy Cafe here in Los Angeles. Okay, I've roasted here before. I liked the venue. I even had a really great roast battle wherein I beat the brakes off my opponent. So I showed up to the venue thinking like, I can do this.
So wait, roast battle, is this like the riff off in Pitch Perfect or like the rap battle and...
Sure. It's you show up and you trade insults with your opponent and you say the most hideous things you can think of to each other.
And there's like comics that also go after you and before you, right? So
that's correct.
I was like 4 battles. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So even more humiliatingly, I was the headline battle. This was my first headlining set ever doing comedy with my comedy bestie.
Oh, okay.
Elliot Mack. And my comedy partner in crime that isn't Lucas, Elliot Mack.
Thank you.
And so I was, and it's the show is called Nice Shirt Dumbass, which is it's a fine show. It's run by Nick Dervasala, who is a darling short king. Very fond of him. Hi Nick, if you're listening. Fun show, but it's I had an image in my head of how the show was going to go, and Elliot very clearly had a very different image of how he was going to make the show go. So yeah, the first 3 or 4 battles, I think it was 4 battles in front of us, maybe 5. audience I think Bill Cosby was handing out pudding pops out front. People were just like fighting through the NyQuil. Such muted responses from everybody. Didn't help that the battles before us were not really of sterling quality. Sorry to the comics who performed, but at least Viettelum had an amazing, really vicious set. At least that was... I also touched my first Labubu.
Oh, see, I'm done with that. I got to tell you something. I am sick of those fucking things. If you are an adult and you like put that on your fucking waistband, literally go to that gator jail and court.
I'd never seen one in the flesh.
Republicans are like, get the hell out.
I've never seen one in the flesh before, but that's neither here nor there. So at least Fabulous said, but then the rest of it was just a real sleepy affair. So when it comes time for Elliot and me, in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, it's the usual sort of nice shirt, dumbass Rose, where both comics are reading off their phones, saying something mean, the audience laughs, and then you judge. Whew. I was very wrong in how that was going to go. So Elliot shows up, and she's a working girl. She's a working comic. Okay, she shows up, bag, has, all of this accoutrement with her, and then she says, would you watch my stuff? I'm going to finish memorizing. I'm like, oh.
Makes the opponent what, like...
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I see. Okay, this is how this might go different than I think it is going to go, brainily. We get on stage, and it's, again, kind of low energy audience. So that's where I am energetically, is just sort of like, okay, I'm here. Let's do the thing. Mm-hmm. I'll try and, have a little sparkle in my eye as I deliver my witticisms. What will you do? And Elliot goes first, which in retrospect, when he said, I'll go first, that should have been a red flag to me. But, hindsight, he says, pardon me, he says, this is my impression of Everett Roberts on a Tuesday night, at which point he pulls out safety goggles that you might use while sawing wood, puts them on, gets on his knees, and two comics from the audience run forward with two very large bottles of white hand lotion, and they just start pumping those bottles and just squish, squish, squish. Lotion covered him. Like he'd gotten a money shot from the entire full bench of the LA Lakers. Like, he stood back up afterwards. And of course, he's making all of these very gay noises that I might make while I was being doused in essence. Yeah. Stands up again and did the rest of the show covered in hand lotion. Like, it was...
Oh, that's amazing.
Sublime and horrifying. And I imagine that's what Shea Coulee felt like when she watched the rose petals fall out of Sasha Velour's wig.
Yeah.
That was my Shea Coulee moment there. And I said, do I fucking just walk off stage? Do I self-immolate?
Yeah.
And all I could do was just deliver my stupid jokes. And
you just got up there with the harmonica.
A kazoo. Not even. Like,
Elliot hot cross buns on the regatta.
Elliot showed up to a gunfight with a nuclear submarine, and I showed up with a fucking stick of celery. I showed up with a floppy carrot. It was over. It was nuts.
Yeah, you ran your jokes by me, I think, like the night before. And then Elliot called me like an hour before the roast and was running through them, and I was like, oh, poor Everett.
Yeah.
I like...
A better friend might have warned me.
Well, I was under...
Oh, I see. A better friend wouldn't have sworn Lucas to secrecy. Yeah, it was... There were a few different... I could see it happening in slow motion as they came forward and doused him in hand lotion. And to be fair, it was a fabulous bit, and it looked so good, and the lotion looked just right and stayed put. It occurred to me briefly as I saw them start to douse him to push him out of the way and make a thing out of it. I was like, I don't need this to turn into community theater and it just too many things happening at once. And the only comeback I could
you pull a Mimi in first.
Yeah, exactly. It just would have been fucking ridiculous and messy. And I was like, how badly do I really want to have that captured on video? Yeah. So, I did whatever comeback I had. I think the only thing that occurred to me is when Elliot stood back up and took off the safety goggles. Like, wow, Elliot, it's really weird of you to recreate that time I met your two gay dads.
Oh, that was where my hand went immediately.
Yeah, and it did not, the audience was, they'd already a little overstimulated from the first bit. So anything else I said was kind of just putting a hat on a hat. Yeah. it was over. Elliot is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And he should be in federal prison.
I loved his joke about, what was it? The Republicans, and then it was like fat people in dessert. What was it?
Oh, yeah. Everett loves Republicans. Or no, Everett hates Republicans the same way fat people hate dessert.
That was hands down my favorite joke. You said it didn't land very well.
No, it didn't get a huge response. It got a response. The one that got the biggest response was Elliot said, Everett's boyfriend is dead. Ha! Fag.
Yeah, when in doubt, the dead boyfriend wrote.
Oh my God. And, I mean, that one actually injured me. The next day, I was really sad. Because I was like, oh yeah, he is still dead. He's... 20 centuries of still.
No, I'm sorry.
It just, 20 centuries of still. I still will not awaken if I find him. And so that was.
I'm sorry, that took me out.
Yeah, it was hideous. It was actually vicious thing to say. And I mean. A lot of the fucking flops that I hang out with will make jokes about my dead ex-boyfriend. And, by this point, I thought I was used to it. Something about it happening while the other person was covered in fake semen just made it hit different.
It's just smacking you with the fish.
Yeah, it was an unholy slaughter. It was just, Genghis Khan wishes he demolished that hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you're a good loser. I mean, that's a quality to have. Good quality to have. I'm trying to find the pearl here.
The only silver lining, I think, in this whole thing is that it was that somebody who I really do love and adore was so hideously cruel to me and not somebody I despise. Like, if I'd hated Elliot,
right.
Or even if we were just friends versus that would have been a very different experience. But because I do cherish Elliot most of the time.
Well, and that's like his thing. He's a very good roaster.
Extraordinary.
That's like where his creativity comes out the most, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was focused on like, I'm going to write my stupid jokes. I'm going to work on the wording, completely forgetting the stagecraft is such a big part of it. And that if if the audience blows their wads so quickly up top, you have so much work to do to get it back over the rest of it.
Well, and that's really fun, too, that he was able to bring the people with the lotion, because I remember when he was, like, pitching it, I was like, is that allowed? He's like, I don't know. And cool that he just, like, went for it.
Again, some might say that was poor sportsmanship on his... I mean, I got also splashed with lotion, and it was fucking everywhere. So it was like, it created an actual...
You're, like, slipping around.
Yeah, I mean, I was slipping a little bit as I was pacing back.
Those pearls when you started.
Some might consider that to be poor sportsmanship. I thought it was fabulous. It was really, truly an exquisite spectacle. It was, again, I suppose he probably could have shot somebody else, but I was just excited to be there. Also, it sucks to hear an entire panel of judges just be like, yeah, no contest.
How many judges are there?
4.
4.
All 4 of them like, yeah, sorry, Everett, there's just no way in hell.
Yeah.
And then all of them like, Elliot, you raised the bar. This is the best battle we've ever seen. It was like, this was the best battle precisely because one person was here.
What were your jokes that landed?
My jokes that landed, I mean, weird. I don't even fucking remember anybody laughing at anything I said.
Yeah, because it was just done.
It was over to me. People,
that sucks.
Like, I got laughs at, I think the joke is that, like, Elliot's got 2 gay dads, which means Elliot's the only kid who ever got sent to his room for being a top.
Oh, yeah.
That got a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I said, the Sound of Music joke I made. Elliot's
that one was good. That was my favorite one of yours.
Elliot's the one kid from The Sound of Music who looked back at Nazi Germany and said, you know what, I'm going to stay because it looks pretty chill.
Yeah.
That got a muted laugh at the end, but it was just like, everybody knew it. It was essentially like they were looking at me as if I was holding my own intestines in my hand, as I was like, no, I'm going to be fine.
You're like Sissy Spacek and Carrie, but without the homecoming crown.
Yeah, I'd been hit over the head with a bucket of pig's blood.
Oh, God.
It's like, am I still breathing? Yeah, that was That could have been, what do they call it? Like a core memory that could have become like my villain origin story.
Well, and I think it's cool too to speak to like, I think it's back to you being a good loser and everything. Comedy, there's like so few spaces for like people who aren't straight white guys. So, but like do it with someone else that you respect who's also a like flaming homo. Like it's cool to see people like do well too. I don't know. Like, that would have sucked if you'd have lost to a straight guy.
Yeah, exactly. If I despised my opponent, I probably would be looking into a drone strike right about now. But, you know, on the Mexican internet or something, it could have been a really, really horrific experience. And instead it was only just, you know, a searingly awful one. He also, because comics are a fundamentally damaged and rotten group of people, Elliot texted me the next day. I almost screenshotted and sent you this, but it hurt too much. He said, "Sorry for curb stomping you last night, homie."
The homie is Dale. I'm saying homie is evil.
I sent him a picture of Todrick Hall, that one I showed you where Todrick has no teeth.
Yeah, you have an evil folder. Nothing in there is good.
Just showed Lucas the picture. It's awful. So yeah, that was my fucking Monday. That was starting the week off right.
At 10 p.m.
At fucking 10 something p.m.
Comedy is a late sport.
It's a late sport. To update our dedicated listeners, the Englishman and I have been in contact.
Yeah, you guys are like moving and grooving.
He asked me, he said, "Oh, text me and let me know how the show went." And before I went up, I remember writing in my journal, it's like, okay, I got to get ready to go. Like, maybe I'll be able to text him and say I won. And then the next journal entry starts with a foolish hope.
And then you put your head in the oven.
Yeah.
I sell your book and make millions off of it.
Yeah, I texted him and I just wrote, "I got absolutely fucking murdered."
Wait, so the English friend, how many dates has it been? 3?
2 now. And then he's asked me to go to the beach with him.
That's serious.
With the specific caveat, come stay over Friday night and we'll drive early Saturday.
You guys are like sleeping. That's crazy. You guys are moving real fast.
Yeah, the sleeping over is.
Do you get sleep?
Yeah. You're like,
you fix your hair.
yes, I get sleep sort of.
I can't. It takes a minute. I mean, I can sleep next to someone fine, but like, yeah, no, I'm like.
We're not getting the full 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
Okay, so you're driving in the same car?
That's correct.
That's scary to me.
Well, you're a bad driver.
No, but I'm saying like, then you're stuck, especially for someone you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're also so gassy.
I'm talking about you in general, not me specifically. We know I like syrup and peanut butter on corn tortillas. Of course, I'm gassy.
It's just like he also like finely grates cauliflower on top of it.
Look, I'm gluten-free.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a darling time. I think we're going to either Laguna Beach or I read about Crystal Coves or whatever, which is a fine drag name. Anyway, Crystal Cove I read was really lovely.
We went to Laguna Beach. Do you remember that?
We sure did. That was a darling trip. It's
beautiful, beautiful place. What I will say is I was shocked when you drive into town and all those houses are like pushed together. I was like, are we in the Philippines? This is supposed to be like the bougie whatever. I'm like, this looks horrible. One mudslide over.
Yeah.
That beach is gone.
Everybody wanted a piece of Laguna Beach. It was nice. We also went to the fucking high school. Why did we do that?
For me. Because
the show. The show.
I know. I can't believe you just put me like on blast like that. Yeah, I was like, we need to go to Laguna Beach, and I need to take a photo of this and send it to my brother and sister-in-law. Because when I used to live with them, we used to watch it all the time. Yeah, that's part of my childhood.
See, I didn't grow up with television in that way, and so to me, none of that means anything. So, also, Lucas and I were going on a gaycation.
Yes.
Me and the brofag here, we're gonna go. We booked a trip to Japan and Taiwan. And already I'm sensing differences in priorities.
For example, I want to go to Studio Ghibli. Very normal, very fun. Very few people can do it because it's like hard to get into, blah, blah, blah. And homo.
I want to go to Hiroshima.
I want to go to Hiroshima too, but I'm like, I love museums and you don't.
No.
I brought Everett to the Academy Museum. It was stunning. It was beautiful. We both like film. Pedro Almodovar had like his own like pop-up. He sat in the hallway the whole time talking to his friend about some crisis that's not an actual crisis.
It was, listen, okay, so I'm a recovering DC gay, which means I reserve the right to act like a spoiled brat every time I have to pay to get into a museum. The good museums in DC, I do not give a single fuck. Good museums in DC are fucking free, and they are the best museums in this godforsaken country. So when I have to go to some dusty town's dog and pony show and look at statues that were maybe handled by Sally Field, and I also had to pay $15 for the privilege, yeah, I'm not going to be there salivating on the glass and rubbing my face up it just so that I can see the grease stains that my nose leaves on the plate glass.
Keep Sally's name out your fucking mouth, first of all.
So yes, was I not? I perhaps could have been a little more gracious about. I mean, it was the John Waters exhibit, which was fine, but also, I'm also museums-wise. I would frequently go to the National Gallery of Art because I'm an intellectual, but I don't do like a 4-hour slow crawl through a museum. Generally, what I do is I have a few specific pieces I want to see. Bing, bang, boom, go see them. Ooh, culture, and then go, take loads or something. I don't know.
See, I'm different. I'm looking at every picture. I'm reading every caption. I'm going, who is this? What did they do?
Again, depends on the museum. National Gallery, you can do that, and it's also free. If the crowd's too large, forget it.
African American Museum.
Fabulous.
In DC.
Yeah.
So stunning, so beautiful. Here's why you need to like take your time when you go to
that one.
Museums. Is in the culture exhibit of that museum, they had Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison, James Earl Jones.
Live in concert, slamming on a bass guitar.
No, they had their photos up in an exhibit. And in the same exhibit as all of those people who have shifted and moved culture.
Shy Girl?
Wendy Williams.
Oh my God.
I was like, I would have never noticed. It was just this tiny little thing. And I was like, yes, bitch. You better work. You're next to Pulitzer Prize winner Toni Morrison.
Yeah, that was good. Shara and I went to that museum together. Yeah. Shout out to Shara, my rock and my fortress.
No, but anyway, what do you want to do in Asia?
Primarily eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
That's, I think, really the big thing I'm after. So we're going to meet up with 2 friends of mine in Taiwan, who I knew from when I was 15, and then I think probably when I was back again at 18 or something like that in Beijing. So that's really one of the big things that I'm going to go see 2 old friends. But I intend to eat my body weight in weird street food.
Yeah, my friends have sent me like a bunch of different things, and it is real like foodie there. Like everything that they've sent is like just revolved around like restaurants and stuff. And I'm like, huh. Yeah, I'm like, but when I look at Instagram, it's like people are going and doing all these like cool shit. But I don't want to do like, I kind of want to go off the beaten path. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so what I've been reading, Taiwan is pretty famous for really good street food, night markets, that kind of thing. Like
I know nothing about Taiwan, so you have to like.
Taiwan also, I mean, so in Beijing, I lived in Beijing when I was a youth, when I was in high school, did a foreign exchange year. So there's the Forbidden City, and gigantic palace complex that Chinese emperors lived in forever. It's pretty empty in the Forbidden City. Like the buildings are all empty. And that's because the Kuomintang, when the communists kicked the shit out of the nationalists, they fled to Taiwan. They stole all of the shit out of the Forbidden City, and it's now in Taiwan.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So in like the Taiwan National Museum, there's also like a piece of jadeite that's shaped like cabbage that evidently the Taiwanese just go, it's like catnip for them. They just love it. So I want to go see the cabbage made out of jade.
I'm learning like way more like that. I'm not a history buff by any means, but I'm like just learning more about the political landscape of like China versus Taiwan and how powerful that little like island country is been crazy.
Yeah. And it's good we're going now because China's probably going to invade in another 2 years or so. So kids, before 2027, a lot of U.S. Navy hardware is going to be close to the end of its useful life in 27. I'm told by some of my military eggheads that I know. So there's the window closes soon.
Yeah. And Taiwan right now is obviously a democratic social country, right?
It is a democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, full-fledged democracy, multi-party. I think it's mostly like a two-party kind of thing, but there's
marriage is legal.
It's legal.
Female president.
Yep, Tsai Ing-wen, and yeah. So that nothing lasts forever, and but we hope Taiwan persists, and if also kids. If there is a war between China and Taiwan, stock up on semiconductors. Taiwan is the biggest producer of semiconductors.
And we're going to all be fucked. They have like the power grid, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll teach you right now, kids. When that war comes, you're going to want to know the word 半导体. That's how you say semiconductor in Chinese, just for if you want to get them on the black market. Remember I said that. So that's also one of the things I'm really excited about, is to be somewhere I have to speak Chinese all the time again. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to know not, and I'm just going to be like, huh?
Yeah, I don't speak a lick of Japanese for that matter. Yeah, I was trying to remember how to say, is there internet on the train car? Internet to tsukaimasu ka?
We'll be fine in Tokyo. Yeah, I'm also going to Kyoto. We'll be fine.
Should be a charming time. What do you want to do in Japan?
What don't I want to do? We're going to be staying in Shibuya, which is like the little night area where everything happens. And every time I say that, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Is that how you say it? Shibuya?
Shibuya.
I just think, is it bringing on to your own room? Like, Shibuya! Yeah. I'm like, oh, God, that sucks. I should not be able to bring that up.
Okay. So Japan, we're going to shop, probably.
I mean, I really want to see Studio Ghibli. That's like,
oh yeah, we got a bunch
museums. I want to do all of that stuff. Kyoto, I want to go. I think they have a really impressive garden or something. I love
the historical capital of the old Japanese empire.
Mostly, I just want to get fire Insta posts.
Yeah, right. We're gonna have such a photo dump after this. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna get at least 5 followers.
Yeah, right. At this age, if you're posting that much, in your 30s, you lose on.
I'm going to see, actually, if I can't find a place to do stand-up in Taiwan. Maybe Japan, too.
Interesting.
I want to network with a little few comedians here and there.
Do you think I'm going to go and sit in a bar and watch you do your faggot dog and pony show in front of a bunch of...
No, you can go and, have an octopus inserted into your cavities. I'm gonna go do a little comedy. Gonna network. Gonna get on the festival circuit.
And then you put it on your flyer after the fact. Yeah, post on Instagram. They're like, wait, he's international.
Yeah, exactly. Fake it till you make it.
I know my friend. She hosted her friend's wedding, and she's like, wait, did I put Washington on my flyer? I was like, I mean, do it. Why not? Your butt. So then she did that at that wedding. When she was done, my friend got married in this farm and right outside of I think Bellingham, Washington, an hour away. And right when got done, she fucked the farmhand.
Oh my God!
The woods. She's like, do you need anything else? She's like, no. The dance is going on. She goes over to the guy who worked at the farm that the wedding took place. And was like, you come here. Oh my God. They went into the woods, gone forever.
Wow. Love that.
No, and she really needed to do that though. She got her groove back. She just lost all her hair 2 months early.
She had literally 4 teeth left. And it wasn't the front 4 either. It was they were weirdly spaced. Yeah. So it's good of him to throw her a bone.
Oh, she did. And then I think she found out he was very young. I mean, an adult nonetheless, but
listen. Oh my God.
Drink and that's about it.
Yeah, I couldn't rent a car.
No.
Listen, sometimes you just need the old slump buster. That's just what you need.
Look, you got to get back out there somehow.
And
who better than a young stud?
A farmhand.
No, that was the best part of it.
In the state of Washington. God, what a horrid place.
It was shocking. To her credit, though. It was shocking. She was like, do you know how old he was? I was like, 27. She was like, I think he was 22.
Oh, dear. That moment when so I had this moment with the Englishman, actually, where at the bar, where he asked me how old I was just right up front. And it seemed almost like a...
Sorry, I'm just picturing, because Everett is a youthful looking guy. And so when you said that, What?
Yeah.
I thought you were 12.
Yeah,
I just came over to ID you.
Yeah, he definitely asked me, and I said, "Oh, I'm 37." And he just like, "What?" It's like, "Do you have SPF on all the time?" And he always calls it SPF, not sunblock, SPF. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I haven't had a drink since the accident. And that maybe was where I caught him, but he was just like, "What was the accident?" I said, "We've only just met."
Chin to shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Just, oh, stop. So for the rest of the night, he kept on coming back. I'm like, "Wait, what was the accident?" It's like, oh, don't be ridiculous.
Third date, going to a beach in the same car.
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing bits together.
Wow.
I did a horrific bit with you earlier at the cafe.
What was that?
Ordering the coffee.
Everett does this fucking thing. It's so annoying. We get coffee 5 times a week. So like, it's not one of those things where it's like, just pay for your friend. Who cares? It's like, no, we're going to pay separate because we do this enough and whatever. And so I go and I pay, and everyone always thinks we're dating. We're obviously not. And the cashier or the barista's like, "Oh, is this together?" And I'm like, "Nope." And he goes, "Actually," and then orders a coffee. And then the barista's like, "Oh, sure. Why not?" And so I wanted to make a stink and be like, "No, dude, take his off." But then I'm like, oh, then I look like a piece of shit because it's only $5. But I'm like, we do this all the time.
I just adore social engineering.
And he's tipped for me before, where it's like when the screen pops up and it's like $1, $2, $3, he'll like hit 3 and then it's like, no.
I just adore fraud, don't you? It's something there's something toxic and wrong with me. I saw the bit and I said, I have to injure Lucas right now. I need to do this thing that's going to make him angry because it will be funny.
Mind you, 10 minutes earlier, I was like, I need to be healthier today. Yesterday, I sat a lot and I ate corn tortillas with peanut butter and syrup. I didn't really do much yesterday. How can today be better? Oh, I know. I'll pay for my friend's coffee.
I encourage all of you to do that. It was also, to set the scene a little bit more, I was off to the side. I have my sunglasses on and I was just looking disinterested. And then as he said anything else, I snapped my head to the side and go, "Yes, actually." Just as if I wasn't even involved, but I just involved myself. I'm really proud of myself for that.
No, the image was you were Joan Cusack in Addams Family Values and I was Uncle Fester.
I
was like, "Sure, I'll pay for my French coffee. I don't have friends." Yes, of course. If that makes them stay, I'll do anything.
Just Joan Cusack as Debby Jellinsky in Addams Family Values is one of my top 3 icons of cinema.
I'm going to be here one day.
Oh my God, dude. I deserve love and jewelry. She is the blueprint. Mm-hmm. She is the actual blueprint. I want that sky blue satiny robe with the marabou feather cuffs. I want the beauty mark.
Mm-hmm. One of the rare movies where like the sequel is actually better than the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is just, the intensity of her she does not have a bad moment in that movie.
Yeah. I love the Addams Family. I haven't seen Wednesday yet though. Have you watched that?
No, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I simply refuse.
Christina Ricci will always be my Wednesday.
Exactly. Right. That was also the blueprint. Just in so many different ways. Inside you are 2 wolves. Inside of me is Christina Ricci from Addams Family Values and Joan Cusack from Addams Family Values. Those are my 2 wolves. Yeah. That's really, really it. And, if my David had not gone down with the Lusitania, I think.
How did David die?
Shark attack.
Oh, yeah.
And by that, I mean cholangiocarcinoma. Bummer. If he had, in fact, not been claimed by the leathery claws of Mephistopheles, I think I might have turned into a Joan Cusack type.
I think you might already be there.
I'm not loving your tone, but thank you.
Yeah, you're not too far from the... Yeah. You are kind, though. You send a nice postcard.
I almost texted you yesterday, but like, we need to go find ugly postcards. We need to go to that one thrift store on Fairfax by the Ethiopia.
That is probably my favorite thing about you. It's very like mom from the 90s. I'm going to send a note. But then it's like in this really vile way where it's a priest and his G-string.
Yeah, sometimes my postcards can either go from just rank, offensive, sacrilegious imagery to just hideous, like, for some reason there's a postcard of a retirement home in Iowa.
Yep, I have that.
And it's just the most darling that I don't know why people don't send more postcards these days.
I mean, the only reason for that postcard, the Iowa one of the retirement home, would be for the person in the home to send their children to be like, you sent me here. Fuck you. Do not forget this. I will haunt the fuck out of you because you sent me here.
P.S. The pudding is too hot.
And Happy Gilmore. Have you seen Happy Gilmore?
Yes.
When the lady, the air conditioner falls on the lady, and then they look out the window, she's lying on her back. It somehow fell directly on her stomach. Like, Mister, get this over me.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's the state of retirement here in these United States. I can't wait. Sometimes I can't wait to be old. Other times I dread it.
No.
Profoundly.
I'm not scared of getting old. I just want to be able to like make my own decisions. Like I want at like 80 to be like, how's this going? And then if they're like, not good, me to be like, okay, thank you.
I'm gonna.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Everyone come, say goodbye. See ya.
You know, I don't
want to be in a home.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, my grandmother, I don't know what box she checked back when, but she had for her insurance, there was a box you check for live-in, or what do you call it, like a visiting health aid, which just that decision 50 however many years ago meant that grandma got a nurse, the insurance covered a nurse to come to her house, so she's never had to live in a home. I was like, oh, that was fucking brilliant. That was so good.
No. I just, man, I don't, can you imagine having independence and then all of a sudden it's all taken away from you? I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I've been institutionalized, so yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody had a little bacon in it. So long ago.
That was after my first overdose. What's baby's first institutionalization?
God, I would be a fucking mess. The second I woke up, I'd be like, sure, I overdosed, but get me the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be around that many people. Bunch of other crazies.
Oh, sure.
Or are you in like solitary?
Nor I was with the general population. All of us just wandering around in paper gowns and gripper socks. It was, you know, I remember I was doing in the ER.
A line of coke.
I was doing just monstrous lines. I was in the ER and getting my stomach pumped, and so they gave me a charcoal solution to drink and then puke everything up, so it stained my teeth black. Raving mad, stark raving mad. I was drunk as a skunk, and I was also doing bits at impressions of Roy Cohn Al Pacino as Roy Cohn from Angels in America.
You and I are the only two people who didn't know that reference.
Yeah, the nurses did not know the reference, and they thought I was just being especially ornery. I owe them a few notes of apology, I suspect. But I was crushing. I got to tell you, like, I was really capturing the essence of Al Pacino in that ER that night.
When he filmed that, he was fully in his hoo-ha era.
Yeah, yes,
like,
yes.
He won an Oscar for Scent of a Woman, and then like had the greatest career 20 years leading up to that, and then the last 20 has just been like, shit, Al, get a new shtick.
But yeah, I was in the psych ward for, it could have been 3 days, could have been 3 months. I don't know. No, I think it was just 2 days, something like that. It was, time ran together there in a weird way. But yeah, I kept looking out the window and just being like, oh man. If this was 20 years ago, I could be here for a long time. Like I could just disappear into this place forever. And I remember also looking out the window and feeling very resentful and be like, none of those a-holes out there know I'm in here. Actual thought that crossed my mind.
You're wearing a wig. You're Norman Bates at the end of Cypher.
Yeah. Paper gown, again, like the papery sort of hospital gown. And that was, what a time.
And from that experience, the album Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah, then. It really, turned me on to that. What is that? This Is My Fight song. That was my anthem. Can you imagine?
Wait, have you seen that clip of Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda?
You did ask me that. No, I still haven't.
Hoda's like, Kathy, I think you would really like this song. And Kathy's like a Christian singer, like tries to, and Kathy's just sitting there stone faced, like, it's not for me, Hoda. They listened to the whole thing, and Hoda's like trying to like, she's like pumping her fists, like trying to get Kathy in the mood, and Kathy's like, I fucking hate this. And honestly, I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I got out of there and I had such a big manic episode. Maybe 6 months later, it was incredible. I wrote a novel. It was fantastic. I don't recommend institutionalization. It was very expensive.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, it was not lovely. And if you can, try and go on a vacation instead, because you're worth it.
Okay, back to our Asia trip. I'm even like a little worried about like, I mean, I do know that these little like hotel rooms in Japan, they're small, and it's going to be me and you. It's going to be lots of farts, lots of smells, lots of attitude between you and I already know we're going to like fight and make up and fight and make up.
It's going to feel like institutionalization. Is that the thread I'm catching here? Well, fortunately, we will be allowed to leave on our own recognizance.
You think I'm leaving by myself?
I think you might want to live a little. I think you might want to have an Emily in Paris moment where you put on a beret, throw a scarf over your shoulder, and go see Japan.
Well, I think is that your way of saying you're not going to Studio Ghibli?
I have to see the films first and see if I'm really interested. Because again, I know I will, for the rest of my natural life, hear Lucas complaining about how bad I was at the Ghibli Museum.
You know what? You're actually 100% right. If you misbehave.
Okay.
So, because you know what the problem is? At the Academy Museum, I was like, Everett, it was when it dawned on me. I was like, he probably grew up with money. And then I found out your dad was a doctor. And I was like, bingo.
That's it. Listen, okay. A couple things all sort of dovetail together that, yes, we grew up financially relatively stable, I guess, depending on who you ask. That is not a character failing.
Rich kids don't like fun things.
I will agree with that actually, because they don't have perspective in a way that, when the life of drudgery of living in a 2-bedroom apartment with your 6 siblings in Spanish Harlem, like Lucas grew up, you have a very different outlook on, a minor league baseball game is actually, super cool. Yeah. Let's go see the Delmarva Shorebirds play for 9 hours for some reason. That sounds amazing. What are we fucking doing?
Instead, let's sit and hold a napkin as a cigarette.
Yeah. So my friend Matthew, my sweet Michigander, my Michigan treasure, Matthew. Hi, Matthew. He loves the Renaissance Festival. We went to the Ren Fair in Maryland.
I'm on the same wavelength as you here.
I think you mean to say spectrum. And so you're on the spectrum is what I mean to say. That's a retardation joke. So Matthew and I, we go to the Renaissance Fair in Maryland, which is evidently one of the big ones, like one of the really, good ones.
Yeah.
I know better now. We go, and Matthew is sweet to a fault, has a little bit of that Michigan accent, and is just... You could slap him in the face and be like, okay, thanks. Just really, really lovely. We go. We have probably an hour. We do the circuit. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, I've seen everything I want to see. And Matthew's like, oh. I was like, did you want to stay longer? And he's like, yeah, it's okay. We left probably after maybe 2 hours, something like that. Mm-hmm. I hadn't realized Matthew wanted to do a full, 6 hours there, 4 hours.
Yeah.
We're in the car and he drove. So even more objectionable is the fact that he drove us. So I was the person invited along. I also cut the thing short. I also was the person bringing the attitude that Matthew knew was going to spoil his whole day.
Did you even see them joust? Oh,
yes,
you're the only reason I'd want to go.
We saw the jousting. We saw the, throwing the rings in the air and they catch it on the lance. We saw it. It wasn't...
we did the thing.
We did the thing.
Did you dress up?
No.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Of course not. It was fucking 97 degrees. It was really hot. It was in the late summer. But I just, when we left, and I may be a monster, but I'm not completely lacking in perception. I said, Matthew, did you want to stay a lot longer? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay. I said, let's just make a note. Never bring me to one of these ever again. If your goal is to stay for a long period of time, or happy to meet you, I will do a quick dip in and out. Because I'm just not that kind of, it's just a convention. It's just, you're buying shit all day. That's all you're fucking doing. You can see the jousting and the crossbow demonstration, but like, all you're doing is buying food and then maybe a fake sword and you know, like a wooden sword. And
it's a weird dress up event for adults to like pretend like they're like in Braveheart.
It just, you know, cool for an hour, but I am not the sort who can last. Like, don't bring me to a festival. Don't fucking do it. I will ruin your good time.
Yeah, I feel that because it's about being stuck in place and not having access to leave. That's why I'm like, you guys you're driving on the beach with that guy. I'm like, fuck, dude. You know how. What if, okay, because things are going well, but what if like he like all of a sudden starts like eating like his toenails, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm an hour away from home. I've committed to this 8-hour day. Sorry, I'm like not being a good friend. So I'm like giving you all these worries about a date or something. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I've spent 10 hours in the car with my own mother, so I'm okay.
Yeah,
I can zero myself. I can, you know, as my dad says, usually whenever he and my mom are driving somewhere, he's like, yeah, I've got to take an angry honey badger to wherever I am. Like, in some ways, I remember my mother and I were driving we were somewhere in northern Nevada and then had to drive back to Washington State. And that's a long drive. That's a lot of time. And my mother, we just got to that point where everything was wrong in the trip. Any song I put on, she's like, I don't like this, change it. And it would just be like, Mother, I will drive us off a fucking bridge. Yeah. I want this over with. I would rather have just driven 14 hours with like a wasp's nest unsecured in the back seat around winding country roads. It was just that bad. And she wanted to be like, we need to stop. I'm sleepy. And I was like, Ma, I am not doing another day in the car with you. And I drove us I had Altoid peppermints. They keep me awake. And just mainlined Altoid peppermints.
Poppers.
Yeah, right. Drove us home. We got home at probably 2:30 in the morning back to Northern Washington. I was like, that was 1,000% the right decision. I was hallucinating deer, hallucinating shit on these winding mountain roads.
Was that from California?
Something like that. I seem to recall Nevada, but we were in like Southern Oregon for some reason. I just don't remember. I blocked out most of that trip.
Yeah. I want to do a coastal drive from LA to like Seattle. My friend lives up there, so I'm like, that'd be like fun.
Yeah, coastal is beautiful.
Yeah.
My dad and I did the drive from Washington to LA in February, and I was going out of my mind. It's just, I mean, being confined in a car with your own parents is hard to do. And we did also the boring inland route. So it was also just sort of like highway, I-5. And my dad is now at the age where his hearing is starting to go a little bit. And my father has been, throughout my entire life, one of the most ridiculously capable and competent people. He can build shit. He can fix shit.
Dads be doing that.
They do. I mean, he's just...
My dad's the same way. Like, he wouldn't be able to use like an Excel spreadsheet, but can build a house with his bare hands.
Yeah. My dad, he knows how to tie every knot known to man because he was a sailor at one point. And so we're in the car, and anytime I had to do something, like him getting in and out of the car was difficult because he's got limited mobility. His hip is fucked up now. And I realized I was getting exasperated with him, and I'm like, oh no, it's just, he's getting older. That's just what it is. I'm having to confront the fact that my father's getting older. And then I'm being this fucking snot-nosed, like 16-year-old brat. You're like, Dad, come on.
You do. Honestly, I revert back to being 16 when I'm around my parents.
Oh.
There's just something where like they'll say something or do something and I'm just immediately there. I'm like, Mom, no.
Utterly, utterly harrowing to realize that was how I was treating my father after this drive. But it was also 19 hours in the car with my father.
I know, that's a lot.
And we were listening to If Books Could Kill, lovely podcast. And on it, there's a straight man, and then there's a gay homosexual who's the co-host.
He's like, wait, why does that one have a girly voice?
My dad, almost quote for quote, said that.
I love that.
We were listening to it, and he's like, I like the guy. The woman on this is just, she's a little like, can't really hear what she's saying. I was like, Dad, that's a gay man. That's a gay homosexual. He's like,
he bottoms.
He's like, I don't know. Her voice is just irritated. I was like, Dad, Jesus Jones. Like, this is just a really feminine voice then.
That's probably what our listeners are saying.
I was like, Dad, I'm in the fucking car with you. You hear me speak. He's like, yeah, but you're here. Oh my God. We made it, and he flew back up to Washington, and that was that.
He sends me money twice a month.
I gotta go up. We're all going to Ohio for my sister's wedding. Dreadful. In September. I'm doing probably 15 minutes at the wedding. I'm going up.
Every comedian in a wedding. Yeah. God damn.
I am. I'm excited. I've just gotten my ticket with my miles. I booked with miles.
Oh, bitch, I haven't paid for a flight in years.
And I hate that so much.
I haven't.
I just, every now and again, I've got douchebag friends, like my Florida Republican, gay Republican, of whom I'm inordinately fond. He flew all the time for work. And so he has just a proletarian knowledge of airports, specifically the men's rooms, and which ones have urinal dividers and which ones don't. But that's his damage. But he knows every in and out of every mileage program, every rewards program.
Am I surprised a sexual predator who's a Republican? No.
Yeah, I cannot wait until he runs for office somewhere because I'm going to sink his battleship so fucking fast. Literally cannot wait. Anyway, but he's always just like, I haven't paid for a flight in years. That's how you sound when you say that. You sound like a Republican.
Look, I'm proud of it. I come from a working class home.
You're a New Yorker.
Okay, this is going to be the last bit before we go because we've overstayed our welcome. My aunt and my cousin and I went to the Comedy Store probably, close to a year ago now. And no, you know what it was? It was Easter 2024. We're waiting for our Uber. She parks her car in the middle of Sunset Boulevard, not on the curb. She wants us to walk out onto Sunset Boulevard. There's no lights.
The Uber driver does.
Yes, the Uber driver. There's no lights to protect us. Very dangerous road. People die, whatever. And so my aunt's just screaming, hooting and hollering. And to her credit, my aunt's 65. That was a stupid thing for a Uber driver to request. We get in the car and she's screaming at this Uber driver. And the Uber driver's doesn't speak very good English. She's like, this is abusive. Oh. And I'm very scared because my aunt is pissed. She's like, I can't believe you made us walk and blah, blah, blah. Her and my cousin start shouting. And I'm the one that ordered this. Selfishly, I'm like, fuck, this is linked to my account. Yeah. She's going to
rating is in underwater.
Yes, exactly. And so then we get out and I'm just like, look, can you just pull over? And so we all get out and Patty's like, sorry, Luke, I'm just a New Yorker. And I was like, Patty, you grew up in North Dakota and you live in Houston. You've never lived in New York. Ever. If there's one thing you are not, it is a New Yorker.
She's a flight attendant by trade.
She is. So she flies all over. And I do appreciate, she is straight to the point and very direct. And so I can appreciate that. But I was like, God damn, we were 3 blocks from home.
Yeah. Spiritually a New Yorker maybe is what she meant to say. But
yeah,
that's insanity. So, I don't even know where that leaves us.
I think we did it. I think we did the damn thing.
I think we did the damn thing. Tune in next episode where we're going to discuss more ways that Lucas and I are going to have a